Okay, so we're gonna put the last two videos together, upper body and lower body. So we're just gonna jump right in. You're just gonna step your right leg forward. And so we're in, our feet are about hips distance apart, right? So we're not balancing on a tightrope, we're standing on railroad tracks. And we've got our trusty cans of whatever, or hand weights if you've got them. So we're gonna travel forward with the pelvis. And so we're gonna just start there. And we're gonna think back to when we were on one knee on the pillow. As we were coming forward, we were relaxing the belly, and that lets us get further forward, right? Remember, if you tuck your tail, try that for a second, and then try to go forward, you get a lot more stickiness in there. So as you come forward, just relax your belly. It'll allow your pelvis to tip forward a little bit. Okay? With the back foot and leg, I want you to think about having that back leg stay really straight. So how far forward can you bring your pelvis while you're untucked and keep your back leg straight? Probably that back heel will need to come up a little bit or turn a little bit. That's fine. We're not going to over worry about that. Just keep the legs straight. And you're imagining that you're trying to at least keep the heel very low. Yeah, and I want you to try to do that with your pelvis. So we're seeing how far forward we can come. And you'll also be shifted over to the right a little bit if you come all the way onto this right leg. How far forward we can come while we keep the back leg straight and reach through it. So that reaching through is also going to add an element that we weren't using when we were on the floor, of not only are we allowing the pelvis to roll forward, we're allowing the pelvis to turn left, but we're also allowing the pelvis to drop on the left-hand side and hike up on the right-hand side. So can you do that with the ribs and the head still stacked up over the pelvis? Or are you finding that as you come forward, you want a forward bend, or you really want to tuck and go into your knee and you feel this all in your quad? Or does your head jut forward? And so if any of those things are true, you make your stance a little bit smaller. And as you travel, that pelvis travels forward all the way over that front foot. We want to make sure we can keep the head and ribs and pelvis all just lined up. They're not holding straight, but they are as if they're on an axis, as if one is balancing on top of the other. It's not getting out in front of the other. Okay? So you're just going forward and back, reaching through the back leg, keeping it straight, and thinking about keeping that back heel close to the ground. If it's really, really easy to keep your back heel on the ground, you're probably not traveling your pelvis far enough forward. And so remember, just keep going forward and back. Remember, as you're going forward, just like we did on the ground, we're allowing the pelvis to untuck, the belly to spill forward, and the pelvis is going to turn. And hopefully the pelvis is also starting to tip to the left. Okay, so we've got three different motions here. There's a forward tilting, a left rotation, and a left dropping and a right hiking. And sometimes it's just one of those that's harder to do with the ribs stacked. For me, dropping my left hip and keeping my ribs centered is challenging. They would like to just kind of go along for the ride, right? So we're just thinking of coming forward and back, but staying stacked type of a kid's a good boy. Yeah. Okay. Enough on that leg, and we'll switch to the other one. left leg forward, right leg back. And we're just thinking of the same basic pieces again. As you come forward all the way onto your left leg, your pelvis will shift over there a little bit. It will drop down, hopefully, if you're reaching through that back heel and knee. It will also turn a little bit to the right. So just see if you can feel those kind of naturally happen as your pelvis travels forward, forward, forward over that left foot. Another piece we want to have here is that your foot is evenly weighted through those 3 points again. So as you come forward, if you come too far forward or you're doing something a little funky with your leg, you might feel, oh, there's almost no weight on my front heel. It's still touching the ground, but almost no weight. We want that heel anchored as well as the inner ball of the foot and the outer ball of the foot anchored. So what do you have to do up here to have all of your weight distributed evenly over those 3 points? And reach through the back leg. Forward, we're reaching through the back leg, we're untucked, we're rotated right half of the pelvis is dropping, left half is a little hiked. Remember, we're not getting ahead of ourselves with any part of the body, so as we come forward, we're not going forward, right? This whole head, rib, pelvis are moving together. Even though they're articulating around, it's like your spine is an axis or like a spit, and you've got a head on the spit, rib cage on the spit, and a pelvis on the spit. But they all have freedom to move relative to the spit and to each other. So they're not stuck in space at all. As you move forward, your pelvis tilts forward, your ribs are going to tilt up, your chin might tilt down a little bit. There's rotation. There's a different rotation of the pelvis than there is of the ribs. Head stays forward, right? So there's a lot of freedom of movement. You're just staying on that axis. And all 3 points are on the floor. Okay, we're going to add the arms. So we're moving towards sort of my version of Warrior One. So let's put the right leg forward again. You can grab your weights if you want to add a little bit of work for the arms. So we're going to come back and we're just going to be relaxed here. We'll just keep the arms in external rotation for ease of our minds. So as you come forward, you're also going to keep the hands or the weights. They're going to reach back toward the wall behind you and then back down. In fact, we could even keep them mostly up. And as you travel forward, all the same stuff is going on, right? You're also thinking of reaching those weights further back behind you. But we still want to stay on that spit. So as the arms reach back, don't let them take your ribs out in front of you. Yeah? Are they going to move? Yes. Are you going to get some more extension in your thoracic spine because your arms are coming up? Yes. But if they translate forward, you're more shearing and moving at the low back instead of letting the arms help you extend that thoracic spine. Forward, pelvis all the way over that front foot, 3 points of contact. Reach through the back leg. That will bring a little hike on the right, a little drop on the left. There's a little left rotation of the pelvis. Arms are going back, 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 back. That should also bring your shoulder blades down your back, and it should encourage length in the back of the neck. So this might look familiar to what we did over the half dome. Arms going back, chin going down, and you can feel where that upper back part of your spine, that thoracic spine, needs to have the ability to extend a little bit. That's why we practice that over the half dome first. Okay, switch sides. Left leg forward, right leg back. Let's just find the pelvis. Forward all the way over the left foot. Reach through the back leg. My heel's not on the ground, but I'm aiming it for the floor because that's helping me get that pelvis in the position that I want it in. Okay, we're gonna add the arms. Externally rotate them, bring them up and back as if they're gonna try to reach for that wall behind you. And you can bring them back down if you need to in between, or you can keep them up there. And as you come back, you're just kind of backing off of the arms. And as you come forward, you're really reaching them down while you nod your chin. Okay? So again, arms reaching back, shoulder blades pulling down, back leg straight and pulling down, and lengthen the back of the neck. And keep moving in and out of that. And just keep revisiting different points, right? So, okay, as I go forward and back, how's my front foot? Am I on all 3 points? How's my pelvis? Is my low belly relaxed enough that it can be untucked? Is my back leg straight? Can I reach through it some more? My shoulders are getting tired. Shoulders pulling down. So remember, as you're doing this too, on the floor, when we did it over the half dome, some of us probably didn't get our arms all the way back to the floor behind us. So you won't do that here either. Certainly not without gravity helping you, yeah? So if you find, oh, I'm getting my arms all the way back here and I couldn't on the floor, you're probably cheating somewhere, and pretty likely is that it's down here. So really pay attention to it being arms and shoulders, backs of the shoulders. See if you can feel your own shoulder blades on your back. And as you come forward, those shoulder blades are actually traveling down your back. And then as your body comes forwards, your arms are coming up, your shoulder blades will be traveling down your back, and that will actually bring you into a little more extension in your thoracic spine. Okay, that is our version for today of a Moving Warrior 1. Thanks for watching. See you soon.